Hey folks, Mike Bazzine here. Welcome to Thursday Night V8 Supercars Americas, Week 10. We are at Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps in Belgium. And my biggest claim to fame at this track is the very first 24-hour event ever seen on iRacing. I got to compete in, me and 5 other guys that were way better at what we were doing than I was. And you'd think after competing in a 24-hour race, you'd know a track like the back of your hand. Well, I don't. This track, it's an okay, for me it's an okay track to get around. It's just I've never felt fast here. It is a very high speed circuit. Drafting does become kind of a priority a lot of times, and that's just not something I'm good at. Yeah, I don't know. It's just this is one of those tracks where I just haven't been able to really find pace and be comfortable in the car. That said, the car feels decent tonight, at least in the sense that I can drive it. I don't know about putting an actual consistent lap times down. As far as the field goes, we have 21 cars here tonight, which is good because on a track, this is a big track too, and on a track this size, more is always better. It keeps everybody busy, keeps everybody doing stuff. I am currently qualified 9th with car number 15, so we're hitting pretty heavy. Yeah, I think top 10, somewhere around midfield is what I'm shooting for tonight. I'm hoping for a perfectly average night where I can put the car on the track, knock out my 19 laps, and go home with a clean car and a decent finish. That's all I'm shooting for. To quote Mr. Bill Preetzel, I'm not here to work. I'm just gonna knock this one out, and wherever we end up is where we end up. So I'm gonna pause the recording and pick it back up when we're on the grid. Oh, I think I got bumped down to 11th at the very last second.
You'll have to stop for more fuel before the race is over.
That's okay, because I get to start on this side of the grid. I got Cam right in front of me again.
Green flag, green flag. Car on your left. 3 wide, you're on the right. Hold your line. Hold your line. You got 1 on your left. You're 2 wide there. Still there? Hold your line. All clear, all clear. You got 1 on your left. Still there? Hold your line. All clear, all clear. Car on your left. Still there. Still there. Clear on the left. on your left. Still there? Hold your line. All clear, all clear. Got one on your right. Still there? Hold your line. Keep left. You're in the top 10. Keep left. Clear on the right. We got a slow car up ahead.
guys check tires as well for this stop?
Tires and fuel at the same time, yes.
got a slow car on the left. Got one on your right. All clear, all clear. You dig it, man. You're in top 10. You have about 5 laps of fuel left. Box in 10. 10 to go. 5, 3, 2, 1. Right here.
We're doing good. We're hanging in there. I don't know about a top 10, but definitely mid-pack.
That's it, go!
Oh, shit.
Good job, man. You're in the top 10. The leader is sitting now. Is at the start finish line. Now. 5 to go at the line. Car on your left. Keep right there. All clear, all clear. Got about 5 laps. Car on your right. Clear on the right. Got one on your right. Clear on the right. Got one on your right. All clear, all clear. there? Hold your line. All clear, all clear.
That was nice control, Joe.
Two laps to go. You have about 2 laps of fuel left. Alright, man. White flag at the line. checkered flag. Alright, man, bring it on home and let's get out of here.
Whew. That's not the pit lane camera. Oh, Cam.
Nice run, Todd. I just couldn't catch you.
Cam, buddy, you are just fine. What is his number? Hang on, I gotta... It was. Oh my god. Yeah, he kept it spicy. I was worried it was going to be a boring race. Shit. Oh, where did I end up in that? 11th? I'm fine with that. 11th in a 21 car field. I said I wanted to be mid-pack tonight. And with car number 15, I'll gladly take it. First thing I gotta say, and I made a mental note to myself. End of the first lap, we came through that chicane at the very end of the lap, right like up here where this guy's coming out of. It was it first? No, first or second lap, something like that. The car I was following, I think it was John McAdam. I almost did the crossover move. I always do this. Anytime I get passed in a chicane, I always try to do the crossover move where you know, the guy has to compromise his line to make the chicane, so you cut underneath him and you flip around to the other side, and I didn't pass him, but I managed to pull up next to him, and that's as close as I've ever got on one of those moves. I try that all the time, and it never works until, well, it didn't even work this time, but I got a lot better at it. I came out of the turn side by side with the guy that I was trying to pass on the wrong side of the track, but, you know, little victories. Yeah, then I caught up with Cam, and yeah, for the bump to the rear, I honestly made it worse. It, like, as I'm going into La Source with the car fucking all crossed up like this, I'm like, if I give it a little bit of gas, I could probably drift it out of here. And it just kept turning, and it made a beeline towards the wall, and I had to stop. And if I would have just let off the throttle and just let the thing slide through the turn, it probably would have squared itself up, and I could have just taken off down the straightaway, and we both would have been better off. But no, I know for a fact. I knew right away that wasn't intentional. Cam doesn't drive like that. Cam goes back a ways. He's been racing with us a long time, and I've been racing with him for a long time, and I know he doesn't race dirty. But he does race close, and when you race close like that, you're bound to bump into each other every once in a while, so I got no problem with that whatsoever. And we had an awesome race in the second half as a result. There's a good race between like 4 cars going on behind me in the first stint. I don't know whatever became of that. Yeah, it's I don't know, like 5 laps in or something. I look in my mirror, and there's like 4 cars all running, you know, next to each other behind me. I'm like, shit. I'm halfway tempted to back off the throttle and join them, because that looks like a lot of fun. No, car was great. The handle on the car didn't change at all. Handle on the car didn't change at all, except for like the last 2 laps. And yeah, I think once the fight between me and Cam became like an actual fight, I might have kind of used up the rear tires, because yeah, with like 2 laps to go, yeah, I was having a lot of problem getting the power down to the ground, and especially coming off of like second and even a couple of third gear corners. And I was trying some stuff too, just to, when I had a gap on Cam, just to see how the car responded to it, and yeah, and Cam that whole time definitely had the faster car, and he proved that as soon as he got around me, because he just took off. So in that regard, I held him back the whole race. Sorry about that, Cam. Um, but yeah, he definitely had the faster car, but I think especially in the first stint he was making mistakes. I caught up with him. He must have like he must have blew the last chicane, because that's when me and John came up on him right before the pit stop, and he was getting himself. But I saw a big cloud of smoke and him sitting sideways, and John drove past him. Um, so yeah, he must have outbraked himself coming into the chicane, or missed his braking mark, or what. Um, but yeah, that slowed him up, and that brought him back to me. And then I think in the pit stop, I think he overshot his box because he pitted right in front of me, and I could swear I saw as soon as his car came to a stop, I think it backed up a little bit. So he must have overshot, and had to back his car up before they'd service it. So I think that's what got me out of the pits ahead of him. And from after that, that was the rest of the race. The rest of the whole second half of the race was just him trying to figure out a way around me, and that was a lot of fun. So, but yeah, he definitely had the faster car. I think I just had the more consistent car. Because like I said before the race, the car going into tonight felt really neutral. And when you have a car like that, you're not afraid to do stuff with it because you know how it's going to respond, and you know it's not going to jump out and scare you. Um, so yeah, he's trying everything in his power to get in front of me, and I had the advantage of being able to choose my line and brake in. I had a good measure of like if I needed to cover to the inside of a of a upcoming corner, I had a pretty good idea of where I needed to adjust my braking mark that I would actually make that corner. And he might have got up alongside me, but we'd still dive down into the corner together. But yeah, that by the time he got around me, he must have just got a hell of a run off of Radion, because he blew past me, and I honestly don't think I could have braked late enough and still made the corner. And yeah, after that, I was just trying to keep up with him, and he was gone. And on that last lap coming into Puhan, down the hill, just as I went for the brakes, I must have dropped the right side tires in the grass because I stopped on the brakes and clicked the car down into fourth gear to go into Puhan, and it shot to the left. So I almost threw it away there, and that probably gave him another half a second, three-quarter seconds. So yeah, congrats to Cam. Awesome race. Congrats to the winners, everything. Yeah, that race was a lot more fun than I thought I was going to have when I sat down tonight. Typically, when we race here, it's kind of more of an endurance race. This track tends to separate these cars out really badly, so within a matter of a couple of laps, you're just kind of driving by yourself. Maybe you've got a car 3 seconds ahead of you. Maybe you've got another car 4 seconds behind you, but everything settles in pretty quickly and nobody really moves around a bit. So to find somebody that I could race hard with, especially for most of the race, yeah, that was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed tonight. So thanks a bunch for watching. I hope you enjoyed as well. I am going to sign off here, because I am gonna hop on Star Citizen and go to the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo. And then we've got HydroSim this weekend. I'm gonna try and see if SnowRunner works, to see if I can make up for the last 2 hours that I had to leave out of this week's episode. So yeah, big gaming weekend. Lots of Star Citizen stuff coming up. HydroSim, I'm looking forward to that. Awesome, can't wait. So thanks so much for watching. See you next time. Have a good one.